Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Today we are going to be making lactation cookies. And I originally made this video and had the audio on, but did not realize that there was a lot of background noise with my son and my husband, so I decided to turn off the audio and just do a voiceover with this to make it easier. So I got this recipe off of Pinterest, and it's going to be pinned in the video description for you. I am doubling the recipe because I wanted to have extra once I had the baby. So I am doing a double batch of everything. And what's great is this is just like a chocolate chip cookie recipe. So very familiar and very easy to make. You're basically starting off and you're creaming all of the wet ingredients together, the brown sugar, regular sugar, butter, vanilla, and then you are mixing the dry ingredients. But the difference is with lactation cookies, you are adding flaxseed and you are adding brewer's yeast, oats, and a few other things
so now I have
that just
all the
make
wet
these cookies very wholesome and very nutritious. So right now I am creaming the wet, and then I'm going to be mixing all of the dry and then adding them all together. So as you can see, I'm using Bob's Red Mill because it is by far our favorite and just such great quality. I always try to use good quality ingredients, especially when I'm making homemade baked goods or foods that I'm wanting to fuel my body with. I want to try to get the best quality possible, and that's why we always choose Bob's Red Mill. No, this is not sponsored. I just really love it. And if you've never tried it, I highly recommend checking out their products because they're just great quality. So now I am measuring out all the dry ingredients, the whole wheat flour, and then I'm going to be measuring out the flaxseed and brewer's yeast so that that is ready to mix with the wet ingredients. And right now, the wet ingredients are mixing and binding together. So what's great about these cookies is that when you have a baby, especially if you're breastfeeding, we are so hungry, am I right? So having these lactation cookies on hand was so helpful for me in the middle of the night or just during the day when I was in a hurry and really needed a good snack or something to eat and didn't have anything. It's great to keep these cookies or energy bites. I also made lactation energy bites on hand. And these are two great snacks to have that are just healthy and wholesome, and they're going to fuel your body and help with your milk production, which is the reason we are making these. So you can see my son just enters in the background. He's wanting to see what's going on. He's wanting some cookies. That's why I just decided to turn off the volume so I could just do a fun little voiceover with you. But I truly hope that you love these cookies as much as I did. And I hope that they make your postpartum days easier and just more fulfilled, having yummy snacks on hand. So like I said, I will pin the recipe in the video description for you. I was going to try to put it on the page, but it's just a little hard and a little confusing with all of the writing. So to make it easy, the full recipe is going to be in the description. And back to the recipe. So I'm about to mix the dry ingredients with the wet ingredients. Then it's going to form a nice dough. And then I'm going to be sticking these in the oven and I'm going to be baking them at 350 or 375. The recipe, I believe, calls for 350, but I always bake my chocolate chip cookies at 375. So you can kind of follow the recipe or do you. I think I figured out that doing it at 375 with a little less time just made them a little bit more moist. And a little bit better for me. But you can see the creamed ingredients here look so good. This is the sugars, the butter, the vanilla. Now I'm adding all of the dry ingredients in. So that's going to be, once again, the whole wheat flour, the flaxseed, and the brewer's yeast. I'm slowly adding that in as that's mixing together. And you'll start to see the dough form as this mixes together, just like a regular chocolate chip cookie. So super easy. This recipe I love because it's just, like I said, a very simple chocolate chip cookie recipe, except it has lots of extra nutritious foods in it, which just makes it even better. So I've now added in the oats. After adding in the dry ingredients, the dough has come together. It's formed a nice ball. Then I'm going to turn off the mixer and I'm going to add the chocolate chips and pecans by hand. I just always do that with dough. You can either scoop these out into balls and freeze them in the freezer. You also can just freeze the dough as is, and I wrap it in saran wrap. I like to pre-scoop it and then freeze them. That way they're ready to just put in the oven and bake. But you can also scoop and bake as is, like you see right here. These are going to be so yummy. I hope that you love them, and I hope that they help in your postpartum days to give you energy and fill those gaps and just fill those hunger voids when you are needing food in the middle of the day or the middle of the night. Make sure to subscribe and turn on your post notifications, and I'll see you in the next video.